Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Welcome you all again in the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School, Taif, Saudi Arabia. Dear students, as you know that this is Pakistan International School, Taif virtual class for class second year students, subject computer science, and today is our 55th lecture. Teacher name Imran Ahmed. Dear students, as you know that in the previous lecture we were discussing about the chapter number 8, classes and objects. Over there we have solved the topic, what is data hiding? Explain. Data hiding or encapsulation is same. So whenever you will hide your data, it means that it is called the data hiding. In C++, we have facility of hiding data using different access level, private, protected, public in classes. It is also called the encapsulation. Yesterday we have defined all of this topic. Today's our topic is about explain constructor and destructor, class member functions. So constructor and the destructor are the functions with examples. So example of each. Definition of this question is explain constructor and destructor class member function with examples. Constructor and destructor are the special member functions within the class with the same name as that of the class name. So in the previous examples which we have done in our previous topic, check over there, the name of the class and the member functions of the class were different. But if the name of the class and the member function of the class are having the same name, then this one is called the constructor or destructor. So I will show you, watch here. This is the name of the class public test. Now its member function is show public. So check it, their name is different. So they are not not a constructor or not a destructor. So public test and show public are the different name. It means that whenever the class name and the function name is different, they are not a constructor, but whenever the class name and the object, no, sorry, member function name is same, they are called the constructor. Now, constructor. Definition of constructor is a special type of member function that initialize an object automatically when it is created. Keep in mind, whenever a constructor is a special type of member function. Why I am calling the special type of member function? Because the name of the class and the name of the member function will be same. So that's why we can call it a special member function that initializes an object automatically when it is created. What are the rules? Excuse me. What are the rules for a constructor? Number one, constructor have the same name as the name as that of the class. So class name and the constructor name will be same. Number second, constructor have no return type, not even void. Watch over here in the previous examples, we write the void before any function. But in the constructor, whenever we will create a constructor function, so we will not write any kind of return type. This one is called the return type. In the functions, I told you what is the return of integer, float, of whatever, and what are the passing arguments, returning arguments we have discussed over there. But in the constructor function, over there, we will not use any kind of this void or integer or float or any character. Return type we will not use. Number three, constructor is always public. It means that access specifier for the constructor function will be constructor member function will be public. I cannot make constructor function as private. I cannot make constructor function as a protected. So default constructor, there are different kinds of constructor. Default constructor, this is the definition and the rules for the constructor functions. Now what is the default constructor? and default constructors are also called the implicit constructor. A constructor without any arguments or with default values for every argument is treated as default implicit constructor. What does it means? A constructor without any arguments. Let's say if the name, watch here, if the name over here, the name of the class is public test. Let's say it is also a public test. It means that it is a constructor function and it will have no any kind of passing argument. So this one is called the implicit constructor or default constructor. Next is user defined constructor, or we can call this one is explicit constructor. When user defined constructor in a class for their own purpose, especially for initialization of variable, then such type of constructors are called user defined constructor. So we will discuss this one. Constructor overloading, like we have discussed the operator overloading, function overloading. So constructor is can also be overloaded using, third one is using more than one constructor in the same class is called constructor overloading. It means that class name is only one. For example, test is the class and I am using the three constructor function. Over there I can use different method to create different definitions of the constructor function. For example, in one constructor function I use any message or any addition, subtraction, whatever. In the another constructor function I can use the another one definition of the function. Let's say multiplication, division, whatever you want, what is the program requirement. So constructor overloading means using more than one constructor in the same class is called constructor overloading. We will discuss the definition. We will also discuss the examples after this topic. So next one is destructor. This one is all about the constructor or the constructor or the special type of member function that initialize an object automatically, then rules for the constructor. Then there are three kinds of constructors: default constructors, user defined constructor, explicit constructor, and third one are constructor overloading. Now B part is destructor. What is the definition of destructor? Destructors are also special member functions that are executed when an object is destroyed. Over there in the constructor, we say the word when object is created. Constructor is used when the object is created. Now, when the object will be destroyed, we will use a destructor function. It has opposite functionality of the constructor. Opposite functionality of the constructor. They are called automatically when objects are destroyed. They are called automatically when the objects are destroyed. How can we recognize this one is constructor function or this one is destructor function? They are denoted by this operator. Whenever before any construct, any function name leading before this one, this operator, this one is called tilde. This one is called tilde, tilde. So we will recognize that this one is a destructor function. Now, what are the rules for the destructors? Destructor have the same name as that of the class. So the name of the destructor is also a same name, but preceded by a tilde symbol. So before the name, we will must use this tilde operator to specify this one is destructor. Destructor cannot take arguments. Destructors cannot take argument. Okay, there is no argument we can use in the destructor function. Third, destructor has no return type. Similarly, constructor have no return type, so destructor also have no return type. Now we will take the simple example of constructor and the destructor, and I will show you what is the constructor and what is the destructor. Similarly, for every program, we will use the iostream.h #include connew.h. Now watch here, the name of the class is A. Name of the class is a, over here we didn't use any kind of private access specifier. I told you whenever you will create a constructor function it must be public. So public. Now watch here, the name of the function is a. Now name of the class is a, also the name of the function is also a, so both having the same name, it means that this one is constructor. So opening of the constructor, over here the definition of function a is cout I am a constructor. So this message will be appeared on the screen. And now this one is the constructor. Where is the destructor? Watch here, the name of the class is same again as a, and before this a I am using the tilde operation, so it means that this function representing the destructor, this function representing the destructor function. So opening of the destructor, and over here it is written cout I am a destructor. So this message will be appeared on the screen. How they will be initialized, how they will be executed? Integer main, it means that a is equal to, a is the name of the class. Watch here, a was the name of the class. Now a1, this a1 is the object of the class. Whenever, watch here, I didn't call any constructor function or any destructor function. Now these two functions, which two? This constructor function and this destructor function will be called automatically when the object is created. Whenever I will create this object, whenever compiler will reach at this statement, so automatically this function will be called, automatically they will be executed. In the previous examples I was using to calling the function, let's say r1 dot the name of the private test, or 2 dot public test, whatever the name was, the class was. So we will use the dot operator to call the functions over there. Get ch and return 0. So this was the constructor, and the output should be look like this: I am a constructor and I am a destructor. This message will be appear. Next important question: explain inheritance and polymorphism with examples. Now inheritance is like hierarchy. Let's say a having the we can call this one school, and school having the three branches. Let's say one is account section, exam section, and library section, whatever over there. So this one is process is called the inheritance. It means that your grandfather has the three sons, and one is your father, one is your uncle, and another one is your uncle. So this one is called the inheritance. So keep in mind the what are the rules for the inheritance over here. Inheritance, a key features of C++ classes in which new classes are created. New classes over here, we for a single class we will create the multiple classes, but they depends on the top of the class. It means that top of the class will be our parent class, and the rest classes will be called the child classes. So we will discuss over here. A key feature of C++ classes in which new classes are created from existing class. New classes are created from the existing class. For example, your grandfather, and they have created your three sons, like your father, your two uncles or other. There it means that it is called the inheritance. Then your father have the three or four sons, then it means that inheritance is growing. Is called the inheritance. Inheritance uses the concept of parent and child classes. Watch here, concept of parent and child classes. Now, a parent class called the base class. Parent class is also called a base class, and a child class is also called subclass or derived classes. So, child class is called subclass or derived classes. Daily life example: acquiring some of the common qualities from the parents. For instance, I like a mother. Watch here, you have the resemblance with your parents. For example, someone color is look like his father, someone eyes look like his father or mother, whatever. So brother having the same features. So this one is called the inheritance. This is due to the inheritance. For instance, eyes like a mother, hair like a father, etc. It is called the inheritance. It means that you have derived some qualities or the properties from your parents. Syntax. How can we use inheritance in our C++ or how can program? First of all, the name of the class is A. So this name of the A is our parent class. Keep in mind, A is our parent class, or we can call this one is base class. A1 is called the parent class or B class. No, sorry, base class. Now opening of the parent class, this one having and the closing of the base class. Now how can we derive the class B from the class A? Watch here. Another class name is B class and it is derived from the A class. Watch here how it is derived from the A class. After the B, I put the full colon, then public A. It means that A is the father and B is the child. Now, if I want to make the C, then I will, after that, I can also use same class C, full colon, public A. It means that then A having, let's say, now C. Now, A is the one parent and it has the two subchilds or two derived classes. One is A and another one is A and another, sorry, one is B and another one is C. So this one is called the parent-child relationship and how can we use, we can use like over there. Example to solve the inheritance program, you can check this one. You can write the code in your IDE to check how it is work. You must do the practice of the programs. So inheritance of a classes. Hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h class A. A is the parent class or base class. So public, we use the public access specifier. In the public, we use this one show A. It means that it is the member function of what? Base class. It is a member function of base class, which one in whose name is show. See out, I am in base class. This message will be appeared on the screen. I am in class A or base class. Now I am going to create a derived class which name is class B. After that full colon, then public A. So A is the parent and having one child B. Opening of the class B, public void show B. It may show B. I am in derived class with this message will be appeared on the screen. So int, this one is the closing of show B and this one is closing of the derived class B. Now integer main. So watch here, we have created the object for the child class. Now child class can access the properties of the member function of base class. So we can also call the show A class members and we can also access the show B. It means that the B1 object, this one is the object of derived class. So derived class object can access parent class as well as its own member function. But the parent class cannot, if I write over here, A, capital A means the I want to create the object of the base class, then only I can use the its own member function. It cannot use the child class function. So child class can access the member function of parent classes, but the parent class cannot access the member function of base classes. So watch here member functions of this show A was the member function of class A. So it is accessing object of B inheriting function of class B. Output, how it will be produced, the what will be the output? I am in I am in base class A and this message will be appeared, I am in derived class B. Next, same question, polymorphism. Polymorphism is the ability to use an operator or function in multiple ways. Multiple ways we can use the operators and the function in multiple. In C++, polymorphism can be achieved by one of the following concept. How can we achieve the polymorphism? Number one, function name overloading. Number two, operator overloading. And number three, virtual function. So these are the three properties, or with the help of function name overloading or operator overloading and the virtual function, and these are called known as the polymorphism. Daily life example of polymorphism: a person can be a student as well as a friend of another person. So this one is the daily examples of polymorphism. Now, there over here, your chapter number 8, all the topics have been covered. It means that all the topics in which function overloading, inheritance, polymorphism, all the concepts are. Now we are going to develop the lab activities. First, about lab activities, about the chapter number 8, how can we develop or how can we use the how can we write the programs in the IDE with the help of classes. Write a program implementing a class with the name. Now they are giving us the name of the class is circle. Name of the class is circle. Having two functions in the circle name, they have the two function with the names get radius and cal area. These are the two member function of which class? Circle class. The function should get the value for the radius. Function will read the values from the radius from the user and then calculate the area of the circle and display the result. Now already we have solved this one. It means that this is the simple program to find out the area of the circle, to find out the area of the circle. So this is a simple program, but with the help of class, now you will know how to attempt the class programs. Hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h. Watch here, class name is circle. Why I'm using the class name is circle? Because in the program it tells us the name of the class is circle. Now private, I'm using the private float data members x. X is the float member data member. It means that only I can use the X inside the class, not outside the class. Public void get radius float A. So get radius is the member function of circle, and it will read the value from main. We will assign the value from main. So which value will be assigned to A from the main function? So it will assign to the X. Now I will calculate the area, cal area. This is the also member function of which class? Class circle. Now over here we will do the process. Area of circle is equal to 3.14. 3.14 multiplied by x multiplied by x. It means that 3.1 pi r square, you can say that, but I cannot use the r over here because I use the name of rate for the radius. I use the variable x over here. So this message pi r square, the value of pi is 3.14 multiplied by r multiplied by r. So over here the cal area member function is finished. End of the class over here, integer main. Now name is a circle. A circle is the name of the class. C1 is the object creation. Now with the help of this object I will call. Now with the help of this C1 I can call which member functions? This get radius and cal area. So a local variable I am going to use, which is the r. See out enter radius. This message will be appeared over here. The local variable is r. So r will be the c1 dot get radius, and inside the parenthesis we use the r. Now which value you will assign to the r? It will provide over here. It will assign to over here. So let's say you press the 2 value 2. So float having the now a having the value 2, x and 2 will be assigned to x. So x having the value 2, so 3.14 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, it will solve the result for you. Okay, next one, C1 dot calculate cal area. So when the control will be comes over here, it will call its area member function. This function will be called, and result will be will look like this. Let's say you press the you assign the values radius to the inter radius is equal to 3 and area of circle is equal to 28.269. So this message will be appeared on the screen. And question number 2. I think today is enough, inshallah. Tomorrow we will discuss the further topics. Inshallah, tomorrow we will finish our C++ course. I will try to my best to finish this course from tomorrow. And till take care of yourself. Pray for me, pray for all Muslim. Allah Hafiz.